Hello everybody, it's Mike here. Welcome back for another video. On this video I'm going to clarify a little bit about Turbo Pay Lines, about why members do not get paid finder's fees for referring people and inviting them into Turbo Pay Lines on level 1. I want to clarify this, and I'm also going to probably share with you the 5 ways you get compensated, review that a little bit, okay, as well, and also show you some different scenarios that can pan out here with this structure. Typically the way this, if you come into Turbo Pay Lines as a member, you're going to come into spot 1, which is right here at the top, and I have a box with the word you inside there. You can put your name in there. And typically the spots fill spot 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, like that. Okay, so the first person, either you or your inviter refers, comes into spot 2. Second person, spot 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now, this is your pay line, spots 4, 5, 6, and 7, that you get compensated payments of $100, $200, $400, and $1,000, depending on how many pay lines you are in each of those 4 phases. You get compensated on the row of 4, not the row of 2, and here's why. I'm going to say your inviter's name is Joe. Let's say the first person Joe invites into Turbo Pay Lines is you. Okay? So, you, because this is Joe, your inviter, you are in spot 2 of Joe's matrix. And then this is spot 3 for the second person to come into Joe's team. Now, let's say either you refer 2 people here, or Joe refers 2 people here. This is spot 2 and 3 in your matrix, but it's spots 4 and 5, hello somebody, in Joe's matrix. So, 6 and 7. So these 2 spots, 4 and 5, right here, cannot be paid to you on your front line because they are spots 4, 5, 6, and 7 in Joe's pay line, and spots 4 and 5, which is $100, $200, $400, or $1,000 payments. I can't pay you those 2 payments if I'm paying those to Joe on his pay line. And that is why you don't get paid on your front line, is because those 2 spots represent a pay line of 4 people in your inviter's pay line. That's why. Okay? I can't pay 2 people off 1 enrollment. I can't pay you for this person, and I can't pay Joe for this person. Right here. And I can't pay you for spot 5 in Joe's pay line, or you for spot 3 in yours. I can't pay 2 people for just 1 enrollment. Don't work like that. That's why you get paid off the row of 4. Okay? So I can compensate those who is entitled to those referral finder's fees for referring and inviting members into the organization here for the membership of Turbo Pay Lines. That's why you get paid off the row of 4. Just for clarification purposes. Now, let's move forward and share with you some hypothetical situations that could transpire as this people come on your team. Okay? So here's how it could pan out. This is you in spot number 1. Regardless if you come into Turbo Pay Lines at 150, 150 and 250, which is 400, 150, 250, and 350, or I'm sorry, 150, 250, and 450, which is 850. Or if you join all 4 phases when you enroll, it's $1,900 one time out of pocket. You're in spot 1. Okay? Regardless if you're in 150, 250, 450, or all 4 phases, you're in spot 1, always. And then, spot 2 is filled, either through your efforts or your inviter efforts, Joe. And spot 3 is filled, right? Well, what happens if spot 3 has not been filled yet. And this person who comes in spot 2 in your pay line is a go-getter and a motivator and a big thinker. And they go out and refer 2 people, we'll say Bob and Sue, into their spots 2 and 3 right there in their organization. See that? What that means is just by bringing one person on your team, or if Joe refers that person in spots 4 and 5 in his pay line, just by one person coming on your team that gets 2 underneath them, you don't have to wait for that second person to take that position in your matrix to get paid. Payments of $100, $200, $400, or $1,000. If you're in all 4 phases at $1,900 and you refer one person that refers 2 people at the $1,900 level, if this is pay line number 4 here, folks, you just made $1,000, $1,000 by referring one person into level 4. You want to join all 4 phases if you're going to do level 4. Don't just join 1,050 because you don't hold a position here, here, and here. If you join here, you're going to want to join here, here, and here, because if you refer people here, here, and here, and you don't hold a position in those 3 pay lines, you don't get paid $100, $200, and $400. You only get paid $1,000 at level 4, and that $400, $200, and $1,000. I'm sorry, the $400, $200, and $100, that's $700, folks, that goes to someone else because you don't hold a position here. You want to join, if you join here, you want to have a position in all 3 of these pay lines, 1, 2, and 3 as well. Very important. Okay? In this scenario, you referred one person, or Joe referred one person here on your team, and that one person went out and got people before that second person joined your team. So you don't need 2 to get paid. You just need 1 that gets 2 or 1 that gets 1. And it's payday, folks, which is 1 person on your team. Now here's another way it could pan out. Let's erase Bob. And let's erase Sue. Let's say either Joe or you invite this person into spot number 2 in your pay line, and they're a dud. You see, you don't wait for people to write your paycheck, folks, because this person could be a dud. You could refer 5 people that are duds, so you don't get paid off the roll 4. You don't wait for people to write your paycheck, folks. If you mail a few and you just sit around and mail that flyer in this program, or email the flyer and say, I've done my part, I've mailed 500, I'm going to sit back and watch what happens. Well, don't hold your breath, because you don't know when those people that get your flyer are going to join. It could be 2 months from now. They could be in the hospital. They could be overseas on business. They could be bankrupt. Their kids could be in jail. You don't wait for other people to write your paycheck with this or any other program. Far too many people come in 30, 60 days. They'll refer 1 or 2 people. They drop out. They go by the wayside. They're on to the next deal. And they wonder why they can't get results. Okay? So, you got to be consistent and you got to commit to this. All right? Just like anything else, it all works the same. It don't matter what program you're in. The dynamics of success work the same in every program. Let's say spot number 2, that person that comes here, they're a dud. They sit there, they don't refer nobody. Okay? But let's say Joe brings someone else on your team in spot 3. And let's say that person is a worker, is a workhorse. And they go out and they're a recruiter, and they start bringing people in. They see the potential of turbo pay lines, and they bring people in here, Sam and Mary. So it could potentially fill like this. Spot 2 gets filled, spot 3, and it could fill spots 6 and 7, could get filled before spots 4 and 5. They could pan out like that. So there's different things that could happen here. Okay? So what happens in this scenario? Well, here's what happens. When you, Joe, or your team members in spots 2 and 3, these 2 positions were filled first. So if you refer someone else here, they're going to go into the next available position, which is spot 4. Mark. And then we have, let's see, we'll say Linda goes here. Linda. So it always, if this scenario would happen, these two spots would be filled first, and then spots 4 and 5. Or, you know, it could happen like this. It all depends where people falls. It all depends where the chips fall, folks. It could happen like that first. Okay, so that's why I don't pay on levels 1 with the 2 people, because that has to be paid to your inviter or whoever's qualified at those levels that these people come in at. Does that make sense? Here's the different scenarios of how this could pan out. You only need one person that gets 2, or this one person that gets 2. These 2 spots don't have to be filled to get paid. All right, now let's talk about the 5 different ways you can get compensated. The first one is personal referrals, which is this. Let me give you an example. Okay? This is you in spot 1, right? You go out and refer somebody into spot 2. Joe just got paid off that person. Then you refer somebody in spot 3. Joe just got paid another 100, 200, 400, or $1,000. See, this is a team effort, folks. You're not a lone ranger here, whether you know it or not. Okay? Now, but here's the thing. You got to reach out to me if you need help. I don't know if you need help if you don't reach out to me through email or through the phone. So you got to be in contact with me if you want to be successful, if you want my help and advice. Okay? So, let's say you go ahead and continue to fill these spots, and boom. Let's say this is pay line number 4. You just made $4 grand because you hold a position right here in pay line number 4, right? Level 4. $4 grand, of the which $29.50 is profit, because you got to take $1,050 and re-enter. See that? And then you can make $4,000 over and over again from what you made off your profit off the $4,000. Ain't that cool? So, here it is. You made $4,000 off referring 6 people. You refer 6 people in an MLM company and see if you can make $4,000. You might make $25, $50 a pop, okay, if you're lucky, right? Not putting down MLM, but it just takes an army of people to make any decent residual income. So the first way you make money with turbo pay lines is personal referrals, by referring people yourself. The second way you make income, you may want to write these down, is spill. I'm just going to say spill over, or you could call it spill under. In this example I'm going to use, let's say this is you in spot 1, but Joe is your inviter, and guess what? Joe, your position on position 1, I'm going to erase this and make this spot 2, and make this spot 3, because now Joe, you are in spot 2 in Joe's matrix, and Joe or whoever fills spot 3 in his matrix. And then spots 2 and 3 in your, you see that, folks, matrix becomes spots 4 and 5. And Joe just put 2 people on your team in spots 4 and 5 in his matrix, which are spot 2 and 3 in your world, in your matrix, right? So, you get people put on your team by his efforts. Okay? So that's one way you can do it. Actually, this example here, the spillover comes from Joe, but if these 2 people go out and get 2 people, then that's where you get paid off spillover. Joe put them on your team right here, 2 and 3, but you don't get compensated off the spillover off Joe if those 2 people go out and get 2 people on their own and fill spots 4, 5, 6, and 7. That spillover becomes payable to you because it's on your second level. That's the second way you get paid, is spill over. The third way you get paid is something called re-entry. And this is powerful because you can have the potential to get paid off the same people over and over again. That's the difference between this and other things, is you don't just get paid one time. You can get paid over and over and over Payments of 100, 200, 400, and $1,000 with the right group of people on your team. So let me show you how that works. Okay, here you are. Either you or your inviter or these two people fill these spots. You and these two people here work to fill these spots. Joe can only fill these two for you in your matrix because this represents his second level. Joe cannot fill the third level because, as you see with your pay line here, it only goes 2 levels deep. Okay? So, re-entry. Once you fill spots 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, either you or these two people do that, working as a team. You can only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You and 6 other people in each pay line. So now what happens? Well, let's say this is pay line number 1 for 150. You just made $100 times 4 off these 4 positions is $400. You keep $250 of it. The other $150 of your profit goes to put you back into another $150 pay line in pay line 1. Okay, so that's how you re-enter. But what happens when these two people in spots 2 and 3 get 2 people on their level 4? For the sake of I'm not a good artist and I never claimed to be. 4 people for that one. And 4 people down here. We'll just draw a line through here. Okay, so spot 2 gets 2 people. They get 2 people, which is 4. This person gets 2 people. They gets 2 people, which is 4. These 2 people cycle. Where do they go? Back to spot 2 and back to spot 3, and they just follow you because you're their inviter back in spots 2 and 3 again. When these 2 people and these 2 people fill their matrix, the person in spot 4, 5, 6, and 7, when this happens for them, guess where they're going to go? Guess where they're going to go? Back into spots 4, 5, 6, and 7 and follow you and these 2 people. And boom, another $400 is paid out in level 1. Again, and this can happen over and over and over again, just with a small group of 6 people. Not 16, not 60, not 600, like an MLM where you need an army of people to get paid good residual income. A small group. Guys, just get 6 to 10 people in each 4 of these phases. It could be the same people. Get 6 to 10 people that see this big picture. And you can cycle and get re-entries, finder's fees, for them re-entering over and over and over again. That is powerful, the re-entries. Payments of 100, 200, 400, and $1,000 over and over again, potentially. Let's go to number 4. The 4th way you can get paid is upgrades. What is upgrades? If you're on all 4 phases for $1,900, okay? And let's say you referred somebody at level 1 for $150, and they upgrade to the $250 level, they're going to get 200 leads. See, it says leads for upgrades. When they upgrade here, they get 200 leads, which is cool. But that entitles you to receive, if they fall on your pay line, hello, spots 4, 5, 6, and 7, $200 payments. 200, 200, 200 times 4. That's $800 for them upgrading, right? 4 people upgrading. Say they come in at $400 and they upgrade to level 3 for $450. If that's the same person, they're going to pay $450 and upgrade to level 3, and they're going to get 500 more leads. So now they've gotten 700 leads for 2 upgrades. Ain't that cool? What program is going to give you more leads for upgrading? Or more anything for upgrading? Okay? So, in that scenario, you made 200 times 4 off these 4 people when they upgrade. And 4 more people, folks, upgrade to level 3. You just made 400 times 4, which is $1,600 in upgrade money on these 4 positions of 4 people upgrading. And the 5th way is roll up. Roll up. Okay? I'm going to just be honest with you. People have came in for $1,900 over and over again. that is the best position to be at to position yourself for success, and here's why. If you come in for just a measly 150 one time, you can do that, and then you can eventually upgrade. But until you upgrade to levels 2, 3, and 4, what happens if someone comes in at $1,900, add it up, 150, 250, 450, and 1,050, that adds up to $1,900, right? Well, whoever that person is, if you referred them, and if they come on your pay line in spots 4, 5, 6, and 7, you'll get $100 times 4 for 4 people. But let's say one person comes in at $1,900. And let's say that person at $1,900, because you're only at 150, you can only get $100 if they come in one of these positions, right? $100 at level 1. But the other 200, 400, and $1,000, which is $1,600 at levels 2, 3, and 4, goes south, even though you referred them, because you don't hold a position at levels 2, 3, and 4. So if your inviter holds a position on all 4 of those phases, you get the $100 for mailing the flyer off your mailing efforts, but you're going to give away $1,600 at level 2, 3, and 4, total $1,600 that goes south to your inviter through your mailing efforts of mailing that flyer. And they're probably going to want to be your best friend. So if you want to give away free money for you mailing that flyer to someone else, by all means come in at 150 and lose $1,600 per enrollment on your pay line for levels 2, 3, and 4. Not a smart thing to do. Okay? But if that's all you can do, that's all you can do, right? You can upgrade as you wish, or you can come in for 2 levels or 3 levels or all 4, which is the smartest thing to do. And that example is an example, boys and girls, of roll-up, where your inviter would get the other $1,600 on the other 3 phases, phases 2, 3, and 4, because you were not positioned to receive on those pay lines. Okay, so that is the 5 different ways you get paid. All right, and I just wanted to share that with you guys today. But that is why you don't get paid on level 1. It's because level 1 has to go to your inviter or whoever is qualified to receive the finder's fees for referring or inviting people into this membership club. Okay, so I wanted to clarify why that's not paid to you, because it's going to be going to someone else. And I've shared with you the 5 different ways you get paid. Okay, so what we do is very simple. This is a flyer mail order program. I started it in February 2014. I'm sorry, not 2014, February 2017. And I'm not saying this to brag or boast. I looked in my database, I'm over 110,000. In about 7 months, a little bit more than 7 months. September, let me think here. February, March, April, May, June, July, August. Yes, September. A little over 7 months. I've done over 110 grand, according to what my database says. And it was just started by a little flyer program, guys. You mail flyers, you make money, you don't have to talk to people, you don't have to touch a computer. Or you can take this flyer and mail it to your business clientele or your network marketing associates to show them why this makes sense. You don't need an army of people. Get 6 to 10 people, guys, to see the big picture of all 5 ways to get paid here. Keep this video, bookmark it on your desktop or your laptop computer or on your cell phone to pass this on to your team members so they get an overview of all 5 ways how to receive finder's fees with this, why they don't get compensated on the level 1. You literally can bring 1 person in spot 2 who gets 2. You only really need 1 person to get paid with this instead of 2, guys. But you're going to want to refer as many people as possible. I've referred probably, I looked in the database, over probably 80 people so far. So to get 6, guys, 2, 4, or 6, to get the big picture, with just a handful of people you can make a ton of money with this, you really can. I encourage you guys to compare apples to apples of this compared to other things, of how you don't need many people. You're not just going to get paid 1 time off these people, you can get paid unlimited times off the same people over and over again, which is different than other things where you just get paid once off the people you refer. That's potentially possible, to get paid multiple times off the same people as they re-enter. It's an amazing concept. It's been around a while. There's nothing proprietary about this. The 2x2 has been around for quite some time. So to request this flyer, to read the ad copy, to go to the training video on this flyer, to listen to the 17-minute recorded call that explains this diagram at the bottom of this flyer here, your next step is very simple. Send me an email, pause the video here and save it on your computer or mobile phone. Email me at successfreedomteam@gmail.com and request a flyer from ID number 1000. Put that in the email. And I'll reply back, get you the flyer to print off. You can watch the training video and the short recorded message about the opportunity. And at the end of the recorded call, you'll get my personal cell phone number to call me to get all your questions answered to see if this is for you. Also, check out this website after this video, easycashatm.com. You'll see $7,900 come through on this amazing activity in one video. Then, check out myeasyresults.com. You'll see my video archive on there of my channel with thousands that's come in for this my mail order programs over the last probably 3.5 years. The proof is in the pudding. Documentation beats conversation every single time. People can talk the talk, but do they have the proof to show the results of what they're doing is actually making them money? Okay, I've given you guys the information. I've shared with you why there's no payout on level 1. But on level 2, we work as a team, not as a lone ranger here. You can get paid payments of $100, $200, $400, and $1,000 over and over again. 5 ways to get paid. Guys, Christmas is coming. People are going to want that extra Christmas money coming for the holiday season, don't they? Opportunity is knocking, but will you guys open the door with this amazing activity? There's 3 types of people in this world, as I've said before. Those who make things happen, those that watch things happen, and those that just say, what just happened? What just happened, boys and girls, is I've thrown out the lifeline to you once again on this video to get free in your life financially here in 2017. But will you guys open the door? The only thing that matters is if you're a number 1, a person that makes things happen. Watching things happen and just standing around and saying, what just happened, ain't gonna cut it. What matters is if you're a number 1, folks, and you make things happen. Are you guys gonna make things happen, or are you guys gonna be where you're at today, 6 months, a year, 2 to 5 years from now? It's your choice to make a change in your life. No one else is responsible for your success except yourself. Okay? So, you know, procrastination, I hate to say this, laziness and procrastination are the worst killers. Guys, don't just sit around and do nothing. You've got to put something out there to get something back in your life. You've got to invest to get something. You've got to take a risk to get a reward in your life. Okay? This is not a lottery ticket. You got to treat this like a business. You get back what you give out. If you don't give nothing out, you get nothing back. It's a universal principle. If you don't sow seed in the ground, you don't get a harvest. Okay? So you got to sow a seed. It's $150, one time out of pocket to get started at level 1. Very affordable for the masses. When people tell me they've been working 40, 50, 60 years, 40, 50 years in corporate America, and they don't have $150, I feel like asking them, what have you been doing with your money for the last 40 years that you don't have $150 in the bank? See, it's poor money management, guys. And then when they tell me, well, I got bills. I got bills. Well, don't we all? So you're telling me at the end of the month, you can't save a measly $50 a month to put it into something that's going to, can potentially get you free and put you on easy street the rest of your life? I feel like asking people, yeah, you got bills, and who's responsible for acquiring all that debt with all the bills you got? You see, it's poor money management, guys. So here's the deal. I'm not no one's judge. I'm not no one's dad. Let's forget about the past. I've made bad choices. You probably have too. Okay? Let's just forget about the past. Let's take it from where you are right here in life, right now. If you're in my program and you're at 150, if you want to sit there, that's okay. But when I close somebody on the phone at $1,900 on all 4 levels, and you get $100 on positions 4, 5, 6, and 7, and that other $1,600 goes south, who do you got to be frustrated about? because you're losing $1,600. You willfully chose not to position yourself for success in this, right? If you did that. So it's no one else's fault that you lost $1,600. Okay? Because you didn't want to invest $1,900 one time to receive up to $1,700 on your pay lines in all four positions in all four pay lines. You see? If you do $1,700, actually you'll get paid $100 at a time here. But this other $1,600, what if you refer 5 people at all 4 phases? If they fall on position 4 through 7, you'll get $100 times 4. Let's say 4 people. Well, you'll get $400 if they fall here, right? But the other $1,600 times 4, that's, what is that? 1,600, let me do the math. $6,400. You lost $6,400 because you did not invest $1,900. That's more risky to me than risking $1,900 one time to lose $6,400 that you could have had. That's my opinion. You do what you got to do. If you want to sit there, I'm sure if your inviter's at $1,900 and you bring somebody in at $1,900 and they get the roll-up money, they're going to probably want to be your best friend, right? You do what you guys got to do. You do what makes sense to you. Like I said, nobody's responsible for your success except yourself. If it's not happening fast enough for you in my program or any other program out there, then what you need to do is promote and advertise and market more, because there's 2 sides to this story. And one side we can't control. And that is, you got to realize that a program is just a vehicle. When someone tells me they've been scammed, well, it's not the program. You know why? Because one underlying factor that we cannot control in this is when people are going to join. When someone says they've been in 30, 60, 90 days in any program and they haven't made money because no one's joined, well, it's not the program's fault. It's not the monitor's fault. It's not the compensation's fault of the program. It's the fact that the people that have got your flyers, postcards, or marketing in front of them haven't joined yet. People join on their time frames. Okay? So if you want to know why it hasn't happened as fast enough as you thought, or you had unrealistic expectations that it was going to happen faster, you need to call the person who is responding to your marketing, and you need to ask that person why they haven't joined yet, so you can get compensated. And they'll tell you why. They'll give you probably 100 reasons why they haven't joined yet for you to get paid. Because their kids are in jail, they're bankrupt, they're in the hospital, they're overseas on business, they're going through a divorce. Hello. So if it's not happening fast enough for you because those people have not joined yet, it's not the monitor's fault, because I'm not holding you back from making money. It's not the program's fault. It's not anybody's fault. It's the people that you've put the marketing in front of, where you, if you've sent flyers or postcards for my program or any other mail order program, or any other high ticket program or low ticket program or MLM or any affiliate program or whatever. See, it's all based on when people pull the trigger. So you need to ask the people that you're putting your marketing in front of why they haven't joined yet. Because that's what's holding you back, not anybody or anything else. Right? We'll see you guys on the next video. Go ahead and email me one more time, successfreedomteam@gmail.com, to get this flyer. And I'll reply back with that flyer for you to get the information. As you see, I'm real. I don't hide behind smoke and mirrors. If you're a scam artist, you don't show your face. You don't let people hear your voice. You don't put out your personal cell phone number and your email out in cyberspace, do you? You know, if you're cheating people, if you're robbing people, you don't put yourself out there for the world to see. You hide. I don't hide. I'm a real person with a real opportunity. Opportunity is knocking, but will you guys open the door? Go ahead and email me now and request a flyer from ID number 1000. And we will show you how to get on the fast track to success. Get some money in your pocket before Christmas time. Wouldn't you like to have a couple grand in your pocket with this opportunity to give your family a nice Christmas? We'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching. And God bless. Have a super Monday. And I hope you like this video explaining why these two positions are not paid out and the 5 different ways you can capitalize on this amazing program called Turbo Paylines. Have a super Monday. Take care. Bye for now.